What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is January the 16th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before getting to any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, as far as data points, you had retail sales come out a little bit lower than the forecast. So forecast was 0.5, actual 0.4, and then initial jobless claims came in at 217. Forecast was 209. So both data points, not necessarily the best. You'd have a couple of Fed speakers today as well. But as far as right now, the futures are kind of pulling down a little bit. Nothing really significant, but Dow is down 0.21, S&P is up 0.18, and NASDAQ is up 0.4. So today still seems fairly optimistic, piggybacking from yesterday. CPI, Fear and Greed Index is improving as well. Still under the fear category though, but like I said, I think essentially this is broken. These are the companies on the chopping block for their earnings. Some have already disclosed it, such as TSM, very good stuff. So yeah, them, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, bank earnings. So I think at this time around, it is going to be very interesting. So kind of just stay tuned for that. Moving on though, SOFI. SOFI is kind of reacting with the broader market, just piggybacking. So it is up 0.58%. On a side note, actually going back over here, one positive thing about these negative data points, what the market might see as good, is that you might actually have some optimism for rate cuts now. So CPI, the core was a little bit lower. You have this data negative. So I think we're going back to somewhat early 2024 where we went negative data, not overly negative data, but just enough to really prompt another rate cut. So maybe the market might buy this up on a side note, but SOFI is up a little bit this morning. No news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. As far as shorts, they did increase yesterday, a small amount, nothing significant. 11.72% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 125.02 million shares overall are being shorted. And it is getting to my target. I stated a couple months ago that most likely leading into this earnings, short interest would be roughly around 11% because logically shorts would be returning, and that is exactly what they have been doing. Whether it hits at 11% or not, we'll wait and find out. But even if not, hopefully SOFI has kick-ass earnings and just blows them out of the water anyways. But starting off with it at 1561 pre-market, it is trading right below this R2. So 1564 is going to be key for it to kind of get above today. And if so, then you can see obviously a very clear upward trajectory for it. So just watch for 1564. Flip side 1522. I don't see that being touched whatsoever today, but that is going to be the next strong support. Moving on, TSM is getting a lot of volume. They did have I think the earnings call was early this morning, and yeah, they hit all the marks, triple beat as far as I'm aware. Market's liking it. It is up 5.23%, not heavily shorted, so I'm not even going to bother bringing this up. Only 0.14% short interest, so they're not going to play a part. But right now with that 217, it is right on this R3 right now, or actually slightly above it. So essentially the next kind of resistance slash target point is going to be 236. I don't see that being touched today, but I see it kind of for sure breaking off of this R2. So again, the next strong support to kind of watch for is going to be 217.42 and then 207. But I do feel higher highs are coming for TSM. So let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on to RGTI. So this one is another popular one. And so it is sitting at $1 or $11.17 pre-market. No actual news associated to them though, so they're just reacting to kind of the optimism and momentum in the broader market. 15.08% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 37.92 million shares. Shorts haven't really done all that much despite it going up and down. Lately, they've just been maintaining. So since December the 25th, they've been kind of keeping that 15% range-ish. So I feel logically with it gaining more momentum, they should kind of close out some of their position, but what do I know? Right now with it at 11.18, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 7.96 is going to be the strong support. I don't see that being touched whatsoever. And then 12.93 is going to be the next strong target slash resistance. I do feel logically around like 11.30, 11.50 to this $12 range is going to be kind of a temporary peak for it. I think it would need to put out some more news in order to really break higher, or at least logically justify it to be higher. So let me know your viewpoint on that. Ticker WHLR, so Wheeler Real Estate. It is up 85% right now. No news, no SEC filings, no speculative anything that has really justified this. I have kind of looked. They do have a lot of convertible notes and also preferred shares, all convertible, like I said. So maybe this is just a dilution squeeze before essentially the company goes belly up, because yeah, it looks like it is on its final deathbed for the most part. So maybe it could be dilution related. So in my opinion, I probably would avoid this one. It's not even heavily shorted, so 8.63% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 113,000 shares. So this is kind of, again, shorts don't really play that big of a part in the day-to-day activity. So do your own due diligence at the end of the day. If you are wanting to trade it though, with it at 433, it is right above this R1. So 411 is going to be a strong support. 466 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, followed by 554. So you never know, with momentum it could definitely go higher, but in my opinion, I wouldn't really want to be stuck holding this. So even though this is the most heavily traded stock so far pre-market, I personally would avoid it, but obviously you do whatever floats your boat. Ticker LAES. So this one is up 4.61%. They did put out news a couple days back, but nothing as far as right now. It is very heavily shorted, so 82.37% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 13.7 million shares. So this one definitely shorts are involved in the day-to-day activity, and unlike RGTI, shorts have been very active, so they've been really doubling down. So since December the 24th, short interest was 46%, and now it is at 82%. So if they do continue to kind of move higher and get above some key resistance points, then you could see maybe shorts once again starting to pull back. Right now with that 478, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. 377 will be a strong support. 616 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. So I don't see that 616 being touched today, and nor do I see this 377 being touched. It's probably just going to trade within this range, but most likely it is going to edge up to this pivot point, and then hopefully they do put out news that'll break it to that $8 range and whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that is floating your boat today? And if so, drop some tickers in the description below. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, even calling for earnings, been 100% on point with them. Pretty much all the banks that they've been coming out, the price action where they result in, been calling that. RGTI, the recovery, same goes for that. So yeah, definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.